Hello everyone. Today I am back with another short story titled The Man in the Yellow Shirt. But first of all, I would like to thank each one of you who liked my previous story and appreciated it. So let's start the narration of the short story titled The Man in the Yellow Shirt. One of the dichotomies of life is free time. When you have very less, you feel you need more, and when you have more, you feel bored. Now, after retirement, having served in the railways for 37 years, I found myself having too much time on my hands. Reading the newspaper, having 3 to 4 cups of tea a day, walk to the market and back, and in the afternoon, sit on the ghats of the Brahmaputra and enjoy the dust enveloped sunset. Evenings usually consisted of reading, an early dinner, and sleep, which was scant to begin with anyway. So, when this incident happened with me, I was at a loss for words. I had gone to the ghat in the afternoon the other day when I saw a man lying on one of the stone benches. He had worn a bright checkered yellow shirt, but apart from that, all his clothes were ragged. He was a dark complexioned man with a growing beard. His only striking feature was his bright yellow shirt, which seemed brand new and blemishless. The sun had set behind the faraway hills, leaving behind a red hue in the sky, and on the shivery waters of the Brahmaputra river that was slowly fading. I decided to head back home. I had walked a few yards towards the bus stop when I saw the man in the yellow shirt again. He was selling balloons for little kids, standing in a shadowy corner of the pavement. Was it really him? No, it can't be. This must be someone else. I walked some more and boarded a crowded bus. I held firmly onto the railings for support. The bus had stopped and some passengers got down. Some seats away from me, I noticed a man standing up from his seat and exiting the bus. My eyes widened with shock and surprise. It was the same man in the same yellow shirt. I was sure this time. This man must be following me. I began chanting mantras to protect me from this devil. When my stoppage came, I exited the bus and walked down a road to my right. My house was hardly 5 minutes from here. I walked briskly, looked around frantically, but the man was nowhere. It must have been a strange coincidence, I thought dismissively, but still I couldn't stop myself from nervously scanning the people around me. The fear of the man in the yellow shirt had impaled itself on my mind, and I found that my heart would start pounding frantically whenever I saw someone wearing a yellow shirt. And there were too many of them. Didn't people have any other color to wear other than that hideous yellow? I pushed the calling bell of my house, and in the meanwhile wiped the sweat off my brow. A smile appeared on my face when I saw my daughter standing in the doorway. She lived and worked in Delhi, but had come home for the Rongali Bihu holidays. Unannounced, but that was her nature. Look what I have brought for you, she said, handing me a cardboard box which contained a shirt. Arti Majani, you shouldn't have, I said as I opened the box. I felt as if the blood in my veins had frozen. What I saw made my heart pound faster. I stood in paralyzed silence, my lips moving but not talking. Devta, what happened? Arti asked, stupefied. The box slid from my lifeless hands and crashed onto the floor, and a yellow checkered shirt, neatly folded in a plastic bag, slipped out of it. My daughter gave me support as I shifted unsteadily on my jittery legs and led me to a chair. Devta, are you all right? My daughter asked. My wife had come out from her room in the meanwhile. Arti, bring a glass of water for your father. I have told him not to walk in the hot sun repeatedly, but still he insists on doing it as if his life depended on it. Now see what you have done to yourself, she reprimanded him. I shook my head feebly. A cup of tea, please, with one spoon sugar, I said. And sit. I have a story to tell you. I stood up and walked over to pick up the box and the yellow shirt. I put the shirt in the box and kept it above one of the cupboards so that my gaze would not fall on it. After I had told my story about the man in the yellow checkered shirt, my wife and daughter ridiculed me for building castles in the air, seeing threats where there wasn't any. But next morning, my daughter had exchanged the yellow shirt with a white one, and slowly, even I rid my wardrobe of all yellow shirts. Although it had been some time since this strange incident took place, I still look around for the man in the yellow shirt while I am outdoors, for the eerie feeling that I am being followed by him never leaves me. Thank you.